Controversial Porsche modifications have been around since the 1980s, with tuning companies like Gembala, rinspeed, and koenig giving us some of the most extreme examples. Today's tuned Porsches are not nearly as flamboyant, but companies like RWB, Techart, and Mansory are still giving us some questionable, if not sometimes cringe-worthy creations. But on the other end of the spectrum, we've got companies like Singer and Guntherworks who have shown us that modified Porsches can be amongst the most tasteful in the world. But I will say that when it comes to RWB, they actually do have a handful of tastefully modified Porsches. For the majority of their existence, Porsches have been considered too sacred and too rare for people to modify themselves. But in the last decade, this perception has changed, and now it's commonplace for owners to modify their own Porsches regardless of how bad those modifications might be. Every Porsche owner falls into one of three categories. There's the Porsche purists, who believe that every Porsche comes perfect from the factory and should never be modified. There's the casual Porsche owner who says, it's your car and you can do whatever you want with it. And then there's the people who like offending Porsche purists and getting lots of attention in the process. When it comes to modifying Porsches, every modification falls into one of six categories. Modifications that enhance the car's performance, modifications that enhance the car's appearance, modifications that enhance the car's performance and appearance, modifications that enhance the car's performance but ruin the car's appearance, modifications that enhance the car's appearance but ruin the car's performance, and then we have the worst category, modifications that ruin the car's appearance and ruin the car's performance. In this video, we're going to be looking at the top 5 Porsche modifications that ruin the way the cars look and ruin the way they perform.
No, he's good. I can see it.
You're good. You're good.
I can see right through
Look.
You're good.
Holy sh**.
There's no question that subtly flared fenders can make a Porsche even sexier. And if you've got the power to back it up, bigger fender flares and rear wheels can look good too. But there comes a point when ultra-wide fender flares and wheels start creating huge amounts of aerodynamic drag, tire friction, and weight. And that's a big price to pay for making your car look worse. Not all body kits look bad, but most tend to be made from inferior materials that weigh significantly more than the original body panels. And when those body kits have fake air intakes, they're not just making your car heavier and uglier, they're also increasing aerodynamic drag, creating two ways that hinder your car's performance. If you're new to my channel, I publish original Porsche-focused content every Sunday. So if you're not subscribed yet, click below to subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you can get notified of my latest videos. And if you would like to support this channel and pick up some unique Porsche merchandise, check out my merch store, which is linked in the description below. To some people, huge wing equals race car. But when it comes to aftermarket parts, many of these wings can weigh as much as 50 pounds. And all that added weight is going to the worst place possible, the rear of the car. But not only do these wings add an extreme amount of weight to the rear, they also create a lot of aerodynamic drag, making your car slower and more difficult to drive. And let's be honest, this just doesn't look good. Now I can respect the premise of it's your car and you can do whatever you want to it, if it's a Nissan or a Honda. But to buy a precisely engineered machine like a Porsche and completely ruin its performance is just silly. The whole entire point of owning a Porsche is to have a car that offers superior performance at high speeds, and one of the most important elements of a Porsche's performance is its suspension. Depending on your car's current suspension setup, lowering it a little bit might increase the performance, but nothing good can come from making your Porsche completely undrivable at high speeds and completely goofy looking at any speed. And now, the worst possible modification that you can do to your Porsche. I'll spare you the physics lesson and just tell you that the larger and heavier the wheels are, the harder the engine needs to work to turn them. So in short, the bigger and heavier your wheels are, the slower your car is. And when it comes to air-cooled Porsches with engines that typically produce well under 300 horsepower, these cars don't have much power to spare. But smaller wheels don't just make air-cooled Porsches faster. If you look at what many people consider to be the most beautiful Porsches ever made, most of these cars have 16-inch wheels or smaller. So not only do bigger wheels destroy the performance of an air-cooled 911, they ruin the way it looks. So remember kids, if you're going to modify tastefully. Thanks for checking out this video, and for more Porsche content that you cannot find anywhere else, click here to subscribe. And don't forget to check out my merch store, which is linked in the description below.